We're live. I'm actually recording this session. So anything you say will be uploaded to YouTube. So have fun, I guess.
Hmm.
Um, so the whole idea is that the best AI to like create art today is basically um, Midjourney, right? And if you don't use Midjourney, you're basically missing out. The problem with Midjourney is that it's really hard to get API access unless you are some kind of, plugged into the ecosystem kind of person, or someone that works there or something like that. So we're gonna hack around the Midjourney API limitations. We're gonna build a very simple front end so that people can give you some kind of input. And actually, I'm gonna have to find something here like a drawing app, uh, so I can make a chart of some sort.
Go old school and use Delta Draw.
I'm gonna use paint.net. Paint, just paint. Here we go. Boom. Drag this over here. So this is the stack that we're gonna use because we're building a small MVP, right? So the first thing is we need a way, like a form. You know why? Because users need to send you input. Then this form will talk to some kind of backend. We're gonna use a backend, takes the input from the user, sanitizes it if it needs to, and then mixes it with a AI prompt. That's step 2. Step 3, what we're gonna do, we're gonna Midjourney, and we're gonna hack around the API limitations for Midjourney. We're gonna use
Oh,
the
Hack Journey.
hack journey. Thank you. Great. Hack journey. And we're gonna use a Discord. Basically, we're gonna hack into the Discord bot so that we can get yeah, basically the output. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna save the output from Hack Journey, store it into a folder, then email it to the customer's email address or whatever customer. Let's call him user. And the way why we do this is because we want to be able to, show the output of whatever we made to the customer, of course. Otherwise, why would they even pay, right? So we're gonna separate like the form. We're gonna use a product called, I think, Typeform for this. Typeform. It's one of the most robust form systems out there. The backend, we're gonna build it in Python. We're gonna have it run on our computer. This hack journey, we're gonna use some stuff that will come in a later episode, and then we're gonna send the output of all of this again from our backend through Python, and maybe we're gonna use Gmail or some kind, or SendGrid, or some kind of API provider. SendGrid. Uh, so once we get all of this together, what we're gonna get, right, is some basically a form, and then a whole kind of like, like some kind of system, and then an output as an email. So it goes from left to right. Great. There's no left arrow. Yes, there is. Right pointing arrow. Here we go. This is the back end. And the back end plus hack journey is gonna basically do the heavy lifting. The front end will be super simple to set up because it's literally like a form, right? Like a form embedded on a web page. And for hosting, we're gonna use Webflow, or we're gonna use something even simpler. So we don't have to pay, and we just like drag and drop stuff. We don't have to code anything. That's, I mean, we probably have, but you know, super simple. And then at the end, you just get this email. So it's kind of like a digital delivery output. So why are we doing this? It's because, like I said, Midjourney has the best API to generate images. So if you create a prompt that you can kind of like mix in together or like reshuffle some generic prompt with the user data, you can make really cool things. So for example, I could say, I'm gonna make a service that generates, I don't know, like Diablo 4 inspired characters. And I want my users to be able to customize the look of these characters, but I also don't want them to like generate anything, right? I want them to generate specifically something to do with Diablo 4. So the prompt will be something like generate a Diablo 4 inspired whatever, where the whatever can be chosen by the user from a dropdown, which is like a necromancer or a something else or a paladin or whatever, that, you know, and then you can say holding A, and then you can say, you know, drop down whatever weapon, like an axe or a wand or a broom or whatever you like, a pan, right? Like, of course, if we limit the input to be drop downs, then we don't have to worry about anything else, right? Like, we're like, okay, you can only select from the drop down, and yeah. So that's the way it's gonna work in my head. So let's get started. Step number one is we create a form. Step number two is the backend in Python with the hack journey hack. And the step number three is the email digest that gets sent out to the user based on whatever email they specified in one. So what are the problems here? Like, okay, first of all, do we want to like put this behind, you know, change color here, like actually make it blue? Do we put this behind a login page? Maybe we can add that later. That's a nice to have so people don't just spam the bot. Do we need timeouts? Perhaps we need to like timeout, give like some kind of queue system, so you don't like send 15 generations at once, but maybe only one every 10 minutes or something. And then we can also limit how many per user. So those are like nicer features to have. And then what else? What else can we add to this? That we need to worry about. Some kind of way to like prevent script injection. And by that I mean like people who will like write stuff in the form that we don't want necessarily to generate, but we can kind of obviate that problem by just making it drop downs. So keep it kind of limited initially, and then later, if this actually, you know, people start using it, we see some activity, we can expand.
Block. Maybe we can block anyone that's trying to do images with Joe Biden.
Sure, we can block people who trying to make Diablo 4 characters into Joe Biden. Absolutely. So let's get started, I suppose. Let's see. First things first. We're gonna do new window here, and we're gonna go on typeform.com. Boom. Typeform.com. Log in or sign up. No, let's do how do I sign up? A new sign up. Here we go. Sign up with email. Orally activate. And we're also inside Typeform. We don't want to, okay, start from scratch. And then we're gonna call this like the Diablo 4 generation. Boom, no thanks. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna change the color of this template. It looks kind of basic, and we're not basic. We're not basics, right? Like we're adults, and we want to change the colors. So how do we change the color? We need to go to settings. I forgot where, design, here we go. Run kit, we don't have that. Also, we don't want to pay for it. So gallery, we're gonna make it sort of red because Diablo 4 is all about red, black, right? So if we see something with red, we're gonna take it. Oh my goodness. The good ones are paid. No. All right, let's take this one. So we're gonna do, hey, what's your name? And then we're gonna say great at, and then we can call, you know, the value of the previous question here. Hey, great. And then we're gonna ask, what's your email address? Oh, at one. Nice to meet you. What's your email address? Question mark. And we're gonna change this. We don't want to make this question multiple choice. Instead, we're gonna go down here, make it email. Boom, and it's required. Also, we want to make name required. So now we have this form, right? It looks like that. Hey, what's your name? And you type your name. And then, great Orly, nice to meet you. What's your email address? And then you submit it. Perfect. All right, out of preview. So next, we're gonna add a group, right? We need to add a group here of questions. So the way you do that, it's a question group. So the question group has a title. Thanks for testing out our platform. Let's get creating. And then the description, I'm going to say, we're going to ask you a couple of questions about how you want to personalize your avatar, your Diablo 4 inspired avatar. Perfect. And then now you can add questions within here. And we're gonna make drop downs, like I said, right? Drop downs. That's also known as multiple choice. And we're gonna make it multiple choice, but randomized, so it doesn't matter what comes out. There's no other option. What else? And required, of course. So the first question, let's see. So like, what are the characteristics of an avatar for like a Diablo 4 character? I think it should be, you know, what background should your character live on? Is that a right word? Live? No, should be placed on. So that's the first thing we're gonna do. And we're gonna do hellish background. So like, you know, the depth of hell or whatever. We're gonna do a field of something grass at night, perhaps. And there's also generating with AI, which is pretty cool. I've actually never thought of this option. So enchanted forest, urban rustic farmhouse. These are pretty good. We can use all of these and then delete the ones we don't like. So actually Typeform makes it really simple to come up with options. Now, magical castle, I don't know, sandy beach, sure. Deep space, no, there's no space exploration in Diablo 4. Oh, sorry, answering a message right here.
Can you do Jeffrey Epstein's cell?
Yeah, I could, but I don't think that would be a good option for our MVP. But I could. Perhaps. Perhaps.
I'm just trying to be a contributor.
Yeah, no, that's great. Can you come up with another option?
Background?
Yeah.